Time now for our weekly arts and culture segment. We have our culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin in the studio. Hi, Yoo-jin.
Good evening, Jung-min.
Evening. What do you have for us today?
Well, Jung-min, do you remember that story our reporter Lee Eun-hee covered earlier this week about Harvard University students visiting the Jingwansa Temple?
Yeah, I do. They were, exploring meditation and trying out temple food.
Exactly. And as Eun-hee mentioned in her report, these students are part of the members of the Harvard-Radcliffe Orchestra. The orchestra is currently touring Korea until next Monday, and they're back in the country for the first time in 9 years. So I had the opportunity to speak with some orchestra members ahead of their tour on why they chose Korea this time and what we can expect. It's the oldest orchestra in the United States. With a history spanning over 2 centuries, the Harvard-Radcliffe Orchestra is composed of more than 100 Harvard University students. And while they may be students, their performances do not fall behind those of professional musicians. Since 1962, the HRO has been touring worldwide, gracing stages in over 18 countries across 4 continents. This year, they're back in Korea, a country close to their hearts and one they last visited in 2015.
Very good and collaborative relationship with Korea. We have a lot of alumni who are here in Korea. A lot of our students are Koreans or with Korean heritage. Korea is, of course, a particularly good place from a classical music standpoint. It's very advanced, which makes it a much more rewarding experience.
For these young musicians, touring isn't just about playing to bigger crowds. It's a chance to harmonize with diverse cultures, creating a symphony of understanding.
Yeah, just to have a lot of collaboration across different cultures and across with a unified vision of that music can bring people together, whether we speak the same language as I was saying before, or whether we're from different places.
This is my first time in the country, even though I guess I am Korean, 100% Korean. I've never been to Korea. I've never even been to Asia, and it's been great just kind of exploring what the culture is like here and get.
Their Seoul concert, which kicked off the orchestra's tour, was all about inclusion and harmony. Together with Korea's Beautiful Mind Orchestra, which is comprised of students with disabilities, they performed Arirang Fantasy, a variation of the Korean folk song Arirang, and Mambo by the late Leonard Bernstein, a distinguished Harvard alum.
It makes me feel proud when I play the violin.
I can touch people through music and give them hope. Playing the flute gives me hope and confidence because it makes me feel that I can also do something meaningful.
The Harvard-Radcliffe Orchestra strikes a chord that resonates beyond barriers, showing that music truly is a universal language.
A cultural exchange based on music. I think it's really meaningful.
Right.
So, Yoo-jin, the orchestra had their first concert on Wednesday, so what's left now?
Right, so yesterday, which was Thursday, the orchestra had their second concert here in Korea at the Moa Hall at the Jeonju Sori Art Center that's located in Jeollabuk-do province. And actually, their third and final concert will take place at the Tongyeong Concert Hall in the city of Tongyeong, Gyeongsangnam-do province at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then they'll come back to Seoul on Sunday and then depart to Istanbul, Turkey on Monday before returning back home to the States.
And speaking of the HRO's tour this year, it seems to have reflected a larger trend. I've heard we're witnessing an increase in millennials and Gen Zs from overseas visiting Korea.
You're right. So recent data released by the Korea Tourism Organization shows that out of the 11 million overseas tourists who visited Korea last year, more than 1/3, that's 35.6%, were actually 30 years old or younger. And that's up more than 8% from 2013, a decade before. And in terms of which countries the tourists were from, Japan accounted for the most, 42%, followed by China and the Philippines. The KTO says this is due to the rising popularity of K-pop, K-food, and K-beauty. And I could also feel this when I spoke with the HRO members, as they said Korea is one of the most popular tour destinations for the orchestra, and they actually saw one of the largest number of members joining the tour this time, 93 members to be exact.
Our culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin, thank you for your report.
Thank you.